Well, today we're going to be cooking up some corn on the cob again. I got corn on the cob and steak. This is definitely the best way to cook corn on the cob in my opinion. Either on your barbecue like this or over an open fire. I know, I think it was my last video I did. Me and Shelby cooked up some corn on the cob. I don't think Shelby partaked in eating it though. I think she just focused on the ribs. But basically what I do is I just peel that back, grab all the hairy husk out of there, kind of button it back up, and then I take this and I throw it right onto the grill. A lot of times, like if it doesn't catch on fire, you probably didn't do it right. But this, it'll catch on fire, it'll burn down to about here and the top of the corn is there kind of thing, but it's whatever. It just enhances the flavor, and really, as long as you just kind of like wipe off the black stuff, it's perfectly fine. It tastes great. So yeah, with this too, what you're essentially doing is kind of steaming it in itself. So you're not boiling it, you're not losing any sugars, any sweetness, anything like that. And also, if you want to do it even better, pull this husk right off after steaming it and actually char your corn a little bit, because then what that does, it kind of caramelizes the natural sugars and it just gives it an intense sweet flavor. But yeah, for me, what I like to do, I just grab it like this, throw it on there. Obviously I don't leave it that high. I do put it about here, right where the, yeah, roughly there. I kind of go by heat, not height. Today we're using poplar, so it's not nearly as hot as something like spruce or pine or anything like that. So yeah, I go by temperature and heat, not by height. Some woods like pine, you could almost cook it where it is right now because it burns so hot. Not, well, you have to put about here. Where poplar, you gotta get real close to those, to the coals. They don't really, there's not much for coals when it comes to poplar. It just kind of turns to dust almost. So yeah, it doesn't really hold the heat is what I guess what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I'm gonna lower this down. I'll turn this, try not to burn my fingers too much. That's hot. And we'll get a couple of these bigger ones on here, and then that way we kind of start the cooking process. And this corn, it kind of depends, but I bet you the corn takes about 20 minutes to fully cook, just because, you know, the heat of the fire goes up and down, and you gotta rotate that. Every time that you rotate it, there's nothing insulating the top of it, so it kind of starts to cool down as soon as you turn it. So yeah, it takes about 20-25 minutes to cook your corn up. And then yeah, the steak, it's like whatever, 10 minutes if that to cook up a steak on open fire like this. So yeah, we'll get to cooking our corn, and then pretty soon we'll start cooking up the steak. Well, we've burnt our corn pretty good. You can see everything's kind of, the husk is all burnt off. We got a little bit of charring on the corn itself, so that'll be good. So now it's time to throw on our steak. There we go. What I'll probably do, I'll take my corn and maybe set on the rocks. Just kind of more husk side down, so I'm not eating too much dirt. And then what I'll do is I'll lower this grate right down so we can get a really nice sear on this steak, or try to get a sear anyways. Maybe about like that. There we go. Oh yeah, that'll work good. Now this way we get a nice hot sear on this steak. Hopefully it gives it some pretty good flavor. And then for spices, I'm trying something new. I got a roasted red pepper and garlic or something like that. I've tried it a lot on other things, fish, pork, chicken, turkey, vegetables, and it's great on that. But I've never put it on a steak, so I'm gonna try it out. And I'm gonna see. But this will probably take about 4 minutes on each side. I really want that fat cap there to render off. I'm most likely not gonna eat that. That's a big chunk of fat on the sirloin. But whatever, the dogs will have something to eat, I guess. But yeah, it's gonna be just a few minutes on each side. then we'll dish her up and chow down. Well, we've been cooking on this for a few minutes. We've been doing about 2-3 minutes on each side, and then we flip it, kind of a thing. I flipped it about 4 times now. But you can see on that side, like, you can see that beautiful color. And as it's sitting here cooking, that fat is slowly just like kind of oozing out and dripping off into the fire, and it's flaming up a bunch. And then my corn, I had to pick it up off the rock, put it back on. It was pretty cold over there, so here it's staying nice and warm. Lighting on fire a couple more times, but yeah, I think we're almost ready to cook, or to cut this up. Has a nice sear on both sides. Maybe I'll sear this little fat cap. Try not to burn my fingers while I'm doing this. It gets really, really hot. Oh, there we go. You can hear it just sizzling and dripping off and spitting into that fire. Oh yeah, that looks absolutely beautiful. So I think now what I'll do is I'll grab my plate and we'll plate this all up, and then I'll put my seasoning on it. I actually brought some butter this time for the corn, but I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. And yeah, we'll have a bite. I'll let you guys know how this turned out. Alrighty. Look at that, eh? It's just beautiful. Yeah, roasted garlic and peppers. Like I said, like, I've put this stuff on everything. I used to buy it by like the big jug, but I don't think I've ever put it on a steak. I think I've done a roast before, so that's pretty well the same thing. There. Put that on there. Grab my corn. I'll pull this stuff off while we're here. Good thing about being in the bush, stuff like this, you just kind of give her a fling. Doesn't make it dirty or anything like that. Or you can just burn it too. And then what I'm trying to do is leave the stem on, so you got a nice little handle. Alrighty. Maybe what I'll do today, I will use up my my little stick of butter. It's not a little stick, it's a whole stick, but let me grab it. Seeing how Shelby's not here, and this is my stick of butter, I'm not gonna mess around. Just gonna grab it. Look at that. There, that works pretty good. There we go. Get a good coat of butter on there. Everything's better with butter, huh? There. Put my butter away, and then we'll go sit down, and we'll have a bite to eat. Ooh. Gotta fix the fire. There we go. Alrighty. Moment of truth, I guess, eh? Man, does that look delicious. Smells pretty good, too. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can... Whoop. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's just, like, oozing with juice. Oh, I almost needed 2 plates. So it's pretty thin. You know what? I'm giving up on the pork. For a steak spice, it's kind of strange, but it is really good. But it just doesn't belong on a steak, though. It's like I'm confused eating it. And then our corn, you can see where parts of it was kind of open up and exposed to the flame. Got nice and charred there. So that's going to be like nice and sweet. Oh yeah. If you want a really unique flavor on your corn, cook it over the fire and put it on that char like that. I'm telling you, it is amazing. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat my supper here. And then I think when I'm done, we still have a couple hours before it gets dark. And we are out here hunting bears. So I think what I'm going to do after supper is I'm going to hop into the truck again. And I'm going to drive down the road and see if I can find that one big bugger. I seen his tracks here today and he pooped all over the place. So he is around. But yeah, I think we're going to go after him tonight and see if we can find him.